Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hello, class. Good evening. I'll just start with today's session and then share my screen. Let me know. Can anybody confirm me if my screen is visible and my voice is clear and everything is fine?
Yeah, it's visible. And proceed it.
Yeah. Thank you. Good evening, class. The topic for today's web development session is like JavaScript, and then let's move on to the agenda part for today. So, like our agenda for today would be HTML. Like I'll be covering what is the difference between HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Like, and then how all three of them together work. And then I'll give you all a brief introduction about JavaScript, and then some of the key concepts in JavaScript. For example, output variables, string methods in JavaScript, and then functions. Basically, class JavaScript is similar to what we have in C, C++, and then Java. Okay, it's just the syntax and the keywords and the variables and the way we declare the things in JavaScript is different, but the concept and the topics are almost similar to what we have in other programming languages. Yeah. And also, class, like you could interrupt me in between if my pace is a bit fast or a bit slow. And if you need any more clarity or you want me to explain the concepts in more depth, you can always ping me up, and then I'll be happy to help you there. Yeah. So, as I told you, right? What is HTML is? So HTML is basically the structure of uh, HTML is basically the structure which we see when we run our programs, okay? And then the way we design our web pages, the way we add elements, the way we add colorings and everything in our web pages is what we call it as CSS. JavaScript is mainly class, it adds functionality to your program, and then we define the behavior of our programs through JavaScript. So if I try to explain you through the example of how human body works, so if you see the structure of the skeleton here in the image, so the skeleton is what we can refer to as HTML. And then if we add some clothing or if we add some dress up to ourselves, so that is what is called as CSS. So CSS is mainly class for people who are for whom it is first session. I'll be covering CSS and HTML later, but I'll just give a brief introduction also. So CSS is mainly class to add styling to your web pages, as the name suggests, cascading style sheets. So to style up my sheets, I'll be basically using CSS, okay? And then to give functionality, so for example, how our nerves and then how our arteries, it all of them carries our blood. So similarly, JavaScript provides behavior and functionality. So talking about programming terms, if we take an example of the calculator, okay? So if we see the structure of calculator, so this is what, like whenever we start writing our program, so the structure with is what we can refer it to as HTML. Okay, and the way we define all the elements inside it, like for example the coloring of the buttons, or for example how our button should look, whether what should be the sizing of my buttons, where should all the number keys should go, and to give the calculation part to my calculator, for example what is how I'll be declaring variables, how should I give an addition to my program. So for that I'll be using JavaScript. So I hope this the distinguishing part is clear to everyone, okay? So as I told you, class, JavaScript is mainly it's a list of programming statements which adds functionality to my program, like which gives a behavior. Okay. So JavaScript adds functionality to your program. JavaScript is programming language of the web, and one of the most important concepts, class, is like JavaScript is case sensitive. Okay, so whenever I am declaring my variables, So whenever I'm declaring my variables, or whenever I'm declaring any kind of functions in my program, so I always have to make sure that using I'm using like if it is like for example get element by id keyword. Like whenever I'm learning, whenever I'm presenting my labs to you, I'll just show you how it matters, how the case sensitiveness in my program matters whenever I'm writing a JavaScript program. So, for example, if I compare it to Java and then if I compare it to C++, those languages are not case sensitive, but JavaScript is highly case sensitive. But the only difference is like in C++, we have compilers, we have editors, but in JavaScript, we just simply run it in with a .html extension using notepads. But yeah, this is one of the key concepts which we always have to make sure is like JavaScript is case sensitive, and whenever we are writing our programs, we have to make sure that we are following proper um, conducts while writing my program. Okay. So as I told you, right, like variables I'll be covering today. So variable is what class variable? Like whenever I want to store my values uh, in my whenever I want to store my values in the program in which I'm writing, so I have to use variables. Like for example, if I have to perform if I want to add two variables, for example, if I want to add 6 plus 6, so for that I'll be using two variables. I'll be declaring two variables. For example, let A, let B, and then like it's not important always to declare variables, but it is always considered a good habit to declare variables and then perform operations on those variables rather than performing operations directly. Okay. So variables are used to store values, and JavaScript uses var, let, and const to declare variables. Okay, and equal sign is used to assign values to my variables, and the JavaScript uses arithmetic operators like plus, minus, negative. So these are my arithmetic operators, which I'll be using when I'll be performing operations on these kind of variables. So this is what I'll be using. Like I'll be using let, var, const. For example, in C, we use integer, or if I'm using if I have to declare a float, so I use float in C++. So similarly, herein I'll be using let, var, or either const to declare my variables today. And then if I want to assign any kind of value to my variables, I'll be using equal to keyword. Okay, so class, like if I have to print my output to the console, so in JavaScript I have to use this keywords or this particular functions in my program. So for example, in C++, what do we use? We use scan, we use printf, we use scanf. So similarly, to print output to the console, herein I'll be using inner HTML document.write, window.alert, or console.log. So whenever I want to write into an HTML element using inner HTML, or writing into the HTML output using document.write, or whenever I want my output to be a pop-up, so in that case I'll be using window.alert. Or else if I want my output in the browser console, so in that case I'll be using console.log. So these are some of the output printing statements in JavaScript. And also class, like similar to other programming languages, like we have we have keywords in C++. So similarly in JavaScript also we have keywords. So for example, var, let, and const, as I already mentioned you, these three keywords are used to declare variables. Okay. If I want to compare, or if there's any condition which I want to put in my program while writing my code, so in that case I'll be using if. And if I want to mark a block of statements to be executed in different cases, so in that case I'll be using switch. And if I want to execute a loop of statements, so in that case I'll be using for. Okay. And then similar to what we have functions, and then function keyword, try, return, and then all those stuff. I'll tell you how do we declare a function. So if I want to declare a function, I have to use the keyword function, okay, followed by the name of my function and the round brackets which we have, okay. Like I guess round brackets are there in C also. Yeah, C and C++. So whenever I'm writing my function, I have to make sure that I'm writing the keyword function followed by the name of my function and then the curly braces, okay. And then like JavaScript statements can be grouped together in a code blocks inside curly brackets. And the purpose of code blocks is to define statements to be executed together. One place will define the statements grouped together in blocks which is called as JavaScript function. So the main advantage of why do we use function is class. Like if I'm declaring a function in the body section of my program or in the header section of my program, wherever, so I can call that function anywhere. Like if I want to use this particular two statements which I've mentioned here, if I want to use it at n number of places, I can just call this function by its name, which is my function, and then I can use this two particular statements anywhere without repeating the code. So this is the syntax class which I'll be covering today. This is syntax. Like everyone knows, like HTML is like it defines my document as an HTML type, and then we also have headers, titles, and all those things. But since it's just a basic, I'll not be covering all those. Okay. So this is how, like whenever I'm using JavaScript in my program, I have to make sure that I'm using this keyword script, opening script tag and then closing script tag, and then between these two, inside these two scripts, I'll be just writing my code. So let's just begin with the first program, which would be hello world, and then I'll show you how does it work. So as I told you, like a document.html type, this defines like this page is an HTML page, and like it gives a structure to my HTML document. Okay. And then directly I'll be writing body. And then inside my body, as I told you, like if I have to write my JavaScript program, I have to use the keyword script. Okay. And then document dot write. And then for example, if I want to print hello world, as I told you, how we do in other programming languages, like the first program has to be hello world. Okay. And then slash script followed by slash html. So class, like whenever I'm writing this HTML tag, I have to write an opening HTML tag and then closing HTML tag. Similar with script one, I have to write an opening script tag and then a closing script tag. And then this doc type HTML defines the content of my HTML page as an HTML. Okay. So I'll just save this and then I'll run my first program. Where did it go? So class, as you can see, like this was my first program for hello world. And then similarly, let's move ahead by just writing a program to declare using inbuilt functions, which is date. Okay. So what I'll do is HTML body, and then inside the body section, I'll write. Let me just clear all this stuff. So in this program, what I'll be doing is I'll be using the inbuilt date function, which is used to, like on the click of my button event, I'll be getting today's date and today's time. Okay. So I'll be using a h2 tag, h1 maybe. So like we have 6 header tags, which is h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6. Like for people who have covered the HTML and CSS class, so for h1 is the highest and the h6 is lowest. Okay. So I'll write as date function slash h1 button type. So herein what I'm doing is my button type is button, and then the event which I'm giving to this particular button is on click. Okay. So space on click is equal to what I'm writing here class is document.get element by ID. Okay. I'll just tell you what is this. Dot G is small, E is caps, element here in B is capital, by I is again capital, and then D is small. And then I'll just declare my ID later. Dot inner HTML to print the output. Okay. And then here in inner HTML, what I'm printing is what is date, today's date. Okay. and then I'll close it, and then after this braces whatever we write is will be the name of my button. Okay, so herein I'll just put as click me, and then I'll close my button. And then, so as class we all know, like we have, every one of us has a unique ID, for example PAN numbers, Aadhaar number. Okay, so herein what I'm doing is I'll be using a paragraph tag here, which is p id is equal to, and then I'm giving the id as demo here. Okay, so similarly what it would be doing is id elements define the html element which I have defined here. Okay, so what it would do is it will try to go to this particular id demo, and then herein I'll write demo, and then it would try to print this particular inner html element, which is the date function. This is an inbuilt function class which would, whenever I'm clicking and this is an event type, whenever I click on this particular button, the output would come as today's date. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll just close the body part. Dash html. Okay, so let me just explain you class. So this, as you we all know, like this is common part. Okay, so what I'm like, what is my intention here in this program is on click of a button my date should be printed. Okay, so button type is button. Okay, and then on click of my button what I'm printing is this particular id which is demo. Like this is a unique id which I explained you, which defines the html content, and herein I'm printing my date. And then let me just save this program. Second program. Okay, so I'll just try to run it. So on click of my button, what is my output is? My output is today's date and time. Is this clear, class? Date is an inbuilt function which is predefined in html, in javascript. Okay,
Ma'am,
I
can
hope.
you use alert in this?
Yes, class. I like in upcoming programs, I can just tell you how I'll use Windows.alert and Windows.print to print my output. But herein, I'm using inner.html to print my output. I'll show you alert also. How do I use alert buttons? Okay. Let's just see the example of how do I use alert. So let me just show you that. First, like since I am on this part, I'll just cover variables first, and then I'll show you how do we print outputs using window.alert, which I showed you here. Okay, I'll just where is my notepad? Yeah, so this program is to, this is for variables. Okay, so what I'll do is, as I told you class, like whenever I am writing a javascript program, I have to write it within script tag. Okay, so variables example, and then what I'll do is I'll declare a id, unique id to my program using p tag. So p id is equal to, again we can give any kind of unique id which we want, but I'll use demo, and then I'll use script, and then like as I told you class, how I declare my variables, it would be using a, p or c, like using let, where and const. So herein I'm using let variable, let keyword, and then I'll declare three variables which is a comma b comma c, and then semicolon, and then I'll just give my value also to my variables which would be 2, and then if I have to declare 2 or more variables, what I have to, the keyword which I have to use is semicolon. not semicolon. This is, yeah, this is semicolon, and the two dots are colons. Okay, so b is equal to, let's give 2, and then let's just try to print the output in C, which would be a plus b. A, not able to write plus, yeah, b, and then I'll just end my statement using this one, and then herein I'll show you how do I print my output using window.alert. Okay, document dot get. This class, everyone please make a note. Okay, this is like in get element by id, e is my caps, element element by I is caps, and d is again small, and then my unique id which I have given above is demo. I'll write demo here. Dot window.alert I can use here. I have to print the output of C. That's it. And then I can close my script tag, and then body, and then yeah. Let's just review the program once again. So here in what I have doing, what I'm doing is I have declared a unique ID which is demo, and then within the script section of my program, what I have done is I have declared 3 variables, which is a, b, c, wherein I have given the value for a as 2, b as 2, and I want to print the output of um, these two variables, which is a plus b. This is an arithmetical operator, as I told you, and then I have used document.get element by id, and then I'm calling my id here, and then as I told you, like we can print my output using inner HTML, console.log or window.alert. So herein I'm using window.alert, and then let's just save it. File, Control S. So where is my second program? Inner HTML. I guess window.alert function will not work here, because since, let me just use it, print it using inner HTML only. HTML. Let's just save it and see if this works. So, yeah. So if we can see, like the output is 4. So like this, and if I want to just put in here as a into b and save it, then let's just see what happens. Again, I guess 2 into 2 is 4. Yeah. So any doubts, class, in this program? I guess I have a program for window.alert. Let's just open it with Notepad. Yeah. So the reason why it was not working was like it needs to be in this square brackets to run. So let me just open this program. And then, like as I told you, like in my first program, how I was printing my, where is my first program? Okay, I just deleted it. I guess I did not save that one. No worries. Hello world, right? Yeah. So instead of hello world, what I can use is, instead of document.write, what I can use is window.alert also to print my output as alert. Let's see if that works. So if we can see, like alert, how it would work is, like whenever I'm running that particular program, it would come as an alert box, hello world, that's it. So we can use any of the four statements. But whenever I'm using inner HTML, if we can see here, there's no argument which we have to give. But whenever I'm writing document.write, I have to give my argument in braces, and then I can just put in my value. For example, when document.write and then window.alert rimjim, which I've written here, we have to give an argument value in window.alert and document.write. Is this program variables declaring variables clear? Then I'll move on to the string argument methods. Hello, am I audible? Okay. So the next topic, what I would cover is like string methods. So in string methods class, we have inbuilt string methods in JavaScript. How do we have in other programming languages also? For example, sub, str, then we have str, len, all those functions to uh, evaluate and then work on my string operations. Okay. So what I'm doing here is, let me just change my header as string methods. Okay. So inside my script, like how I showed you, like how do we declare variables? We can either use var or we can either use let. So herein I'm using var, and then I'm declaring a variable str, and then to my str, what the value which I'm giving is, let's say web development. Okay. And then to this, what I have, the value which I have given is web development, and then again I'll declare another variable would be length, len. You can just give any variable name, but since I'm performing this length operation, I'll just for easy understanding, I'll give your len variable name, and then we have to use is equal to, and then herein what I'm doing is str, which is my first variable name, str dot length, which is a keyword in JavaScript, length, length, and then and then what I want to do is I want to write document dot write len. I'm printing my len variable. Okay. Which would what it would do is it would try to print the length of this particular variable. And then how it is happening class, here if I'm writing length, it would print the output as this, because to the second variable which I have written, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to print the length of this one, which is str. Okay. And then slash script slash body and then slash html as always. So let me just run my second program where it is. Okay, let me just close everything and then check my program. So herein what I have done is I have declared a demo script. Str is web development. I hope there's no spaces because JavaScript is highly case sensitive class. So where str is equal to web development, where length. Okay, so here T is missing. That's why it did not print. Control S. Second program. So like the total length of my particular variable was 15. So let's just try counting it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if we could see like the total variable count is 14, but it took 15. Can anyone tell me why it took 15?
Consider the space.
Yes. So yeah, correct answer. So like in JavaScript and in other programming languages also, space is also considered and calculated as one value. So for example, if there is no space, let me just try to save it and run it again. So if there is no space, my outcome will be 14. And if there is a space, let me just put in 2 spaces between web and development. I have put in 3 spaces, so it should be in now. Okay, so this program was like, this is clear to everyone, class. This string method is like to mainly calculate the length of my particular string which I have mentioned. So what I would do next is, let me just and then we can also, like the question which was asked by someone, we can also use window.alert here to print my output. Okay, document.write, window.print, anything you can just use. Okay, and then the next string function which I'll be using is to calculate, is to move it to uppercase and to lowercase. Okay, so let me just write it in uppercase. And then what I'll be doing is, in this wherein I had written str.length, what I'll do is str dot to class. Make sure that you're writing it properly, because if you could see here, L is capital and C is capital, so you have to make sure that you're following this particular constraints in JavaScript always. So I'll just save it and then I'll run it again. So okay, there's something missing, let me just add that. So 2 lowercase followed by the function braces. Okay, so if you could see here, my uppercase was being converted into lowercase. So similarly, I can write my particular string in lowercase and then convert it to uppercase, similarly how I have written. So let me just show you that as well. So similarly, this 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase, and str.length, these are the 3 string functions I have covered as of now. So let me just also cover str.replace, means dot replace function, and how does that work. So what I'll do is, like str dot, herein I'm replacing the value. Okay, so herein I have to pass in 2 values, the value which I'm replacing to, and then the newer value. So herein what I'm replacing with, web width web width, let me do it as today. I'm replacing web with today. Okay, so whenever I'm using this replace string function, the value which I have to pass in my quotations is like the first value which I want to replace in my above string, and then the newer value. Okay, and then let me just save it. So if you could see, like my web development was replaced with today's development. Okay, is this clear to everybody? I hope it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
clear. Yeah, thank you for confirming. So the next function which I'll be covering is, let me just remember. So yeah, we can also like find out the position of my particular character in my string. So what I'll do is str dot char. Here in my A is capital and then T is again small. So let's just find out what is my value at 3. Okay, and then again I'll be printing my length. This is normal. Control S. I guess I missed something. Char at 3. Okay, I missed the semicolons. So this is what happens in JavaScript class. So whenever you are writing any kind of program, we have to make sure that all the like what I was saying, all the function names, everything isn't. For example, when I was using length, and when I was using 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase, or replace, we always have to make sure that we're using um, we are using predefined values which is defined by JavaScript. Okay, so and then what's next is, let me just show you how function works. I have a written code since we're running out of time. So like as I told you class, how do we declare a function? So whenever I'm writing a function, the like function name should always begin with the keyword function, and then the name of my function followed by a square brackets. Okay, and then in my curly brackets, whatever I want to print. So for example, here in what I'm printing is orange and apple. Okay, and then these are my unique IDs. As I told you, like every individual has a unique ID. So if I want to print this particular values which I've written here in my program, like if I want to call it anywhere, I can just use this particular ABC keyword and then I can just call it. This is a normal thing which I have explained you in the starting of my session, like how do I create a button, and then this is an event which is occurring, and this on the click of my button, what I'm calling this particular function. If I want to write this program without function, what I would do is I would just remove this particular braces, and then I would just on click here and I'll just remove this thing, and then it would work how I did with date function example. So this is an user defined function which I'm which is being written in this code. So here in what I'm doing is I have declared two paragraph tags wherein I have declared two IDs, and then when I'm writing my function, what I'm doing is I'm just declaring this particular uh, I'm writing a function and then I'm calling my IDs which I've written above. I'm just trying to fetch that particular element and then write it using inner.html program. So let me just show you how my output would look. So on the click of my button, what it would come is, what it would print, orange and apple. Any doubts class in function or any other doubts?
No, ma'am.
Yeah. So I guess let me just check. I have a check once if I missed on some examples.
Ma'am, I have a doubt in the function code.
Hmm.
Ma'am, can you go to the code?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in C++ or C, we usually call the function, right? Like, we
Yeah.
define it and then we call it. But here, we are not calling that function ABC.
So if we see here, what I have done is, like in C++, what do? We do not we do not have all these things like body and then header section. What we do is we directly we define this particular function first, and then if I want to call this ABC function, what I would do in C on and C++, I'll just use printf or any value, and then I'll print this particular function. Am I correct? But herein what I'm doing is, on the click of my button, I'm calling it in the header section of my program. Like similarly, if I have written this code anywhere, okay, I can just call it in the header section. Like like herein I'm using in the body section only, but in the head section or any section of my program, I can call it on the click of my button. If
Okay,
I
understood.
Yeah, if I
I
create
didn't
two three
notice the
buttons.
click, one click, like, I didn't
Yeah.
notice that.
Mm-hmm. So similarly, on the click of my button, like n number of function I can call. So for example, if I have ABC function here and I declare one more function which is maybe XYZ, so I can just call my function using in on the click of my button event. I can just call it. But we always have to make sure, like, this is a disadvantage which I feel in JavaScript. Like, we mainly have to declare a button or anything of such to call my particular function. So, for example, here in on the click of my button, I was calling my function. Let me just run it. So, on the click of my function, what it is doing is it is calling this particular function which I've written here. And inner.html is printing this particular output. Anything else? Lake class, this is just the basics which I cover in web development session. So if you want to go more deep, like to know any kind of programming languages, be it C, C++, like the only stuff which we have to know is like how do we declare variables, how do we declare keywords, like what are the normal steps if I want to print an output to the console, if I want to fetch an output to the console, what is the structure, what is the template. So for example, in C, what do we have to call is like stdio.h, conio.h. So we have to define in those things to make sure my structure works. So similarly in HTML also we have to know how to writing HTML body and all those things. So once we know how do we define the structure of any programming languages, we would always be very smooth to write any code. It's just um, uh, the code which differs in all the programming languages, but the structure and everything, the logic always remains the same. It's just the structure which changes in programming languages. So here in JavaScript also, if we know how do we declare a keyword, how do we declare a variable, what is the structure we follow, what is an opening tag, what is a closing tag. So we are always good to go. If we know the logic, how do we print a palindrome number in C, or how do we print a palindrome number in C++, we would be able to print a palindrome number here in JavaScript also using the same logic. Any more doubts class regarding any topics, any other topics? If you want to consult me regarding cloud or any or web development, you can always reach out to me, and then if you have any doubts in your assignments, you can just ask me as well. So I hope all the concepts are clear to everyone, and then you would get your assignments by your mentors, and then have a very nice evening class. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
yeah, tell me.
Uh, Why do you have to submit the assignments?
That your mentors would guide you.
We have messages on the WhatsApp group, but they didn't reply.
So like whomsoever is your mentor, you can reach out to him and he would help you how do we do that. I hope there's a
Okay.
mentor assigned to you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so you could reach out to him and then let me know
Okay, ma'am.
if he's
Thank
not available. Yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone, have a nice evening.